This laptop quality. Hello? You hear me? Hello? Wow. This laptop quality is actually a lot better than I thought it was. Hello? I just wanted to test out this stream is working. Oh god, my ass is so itchy. Ugh. Yeah. 1 second. I just want to test out the stream for make sure I'm not rambling my ass off. Okay, fuck off. Okay. Hold on. Come on, a fucking load, will you fucking prick? Okay. God, I tell you, lads, me arse. Very itchy, lads, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Click on this, make sure that the audio's working. Especially one watching, that's me. He's on mask. Audio's working. Okay, it's working. So, welcome to my movie review. My movie review of Bullet Train, made in the year of 2020 fucking 2. Okay, so it came out last year. So, basically, plot of Bullet Train is got this guy played by the name of Ladybug, which is his code name, played by Brad Pitt, who basically gets on a bullet train and is sent to get this briefcase that's ordered by this guy called the White Death. You want to try and figure out who this guy called the White Death is. Stop him. And you got these other two assassins, one played by Brian Tyree Henry, who does a great British accent in this movie, and the other played by Kick-Ass himself, Aaron Taylor Johnson. And they're sent by the White Death, and they have to do this deal with him and all this other shit. And there's another guy, this Asian guy, who was in Avengers Endgame and Mortal Kombat. He is on the train as well, and his son is on the train, and you know they want to come face to face with White Death and all that and do all this shit because the son, the Asian guy's son, the Asian guy's grandson, his kid is on the train as well, and his kid's son was pushed off a roof and is possibly going to die. And this bitch right here, who's the bitch that was in The Conjuring, she's not a bitch in real life, but I don't know the actress's name. The one that's in The Conjuring and fucking Slender Man and the Kissing Booth movies and Crazy Stupid Love and The Dark Knight Rises. Fuck, she's actually done a lot. She's on the train as well, and she's actually the White Death's daughter, as we find out later on. And she is bribing. She starts kind of harassing the Asian guy, the son, and saying that if you don't do this or whatever, I'm going to kill your son. I have a guy that I'm going to send to kill your son. And essentially, crazy fucking shit goes on when on this train. You know, you got this motherfucker who goes after Brad Pitt's character because Brad Pitt poisoned someone at a wedding. You also have Brad Pitt and Brian Tyree Henry have history because Brian Tyree Henry tried to kill Brad Pitt. They had this kind of shit going on. You've got Sandra Bullock, who's her voice is in the movie as well. Like she's talking to Brad Pitt's character throughout the film. You also have the actress that plays Domino in Deadpool 2, who has a secret cameo as like a cat person. You also have Aaron Taylor Johnson and Brad Pitt fighting over the case. And all of these events are taking place on this bullet train while they have to fight assassins, bad guys, and they end up fighting each other, and eventually they all have to team up near the end against the White Death, and people die, and they make stops, and Brad Pitt and Aaron Taylor Johnson team up and do these deals, and then they have all this whole fucking this bullshit of like different flashbacks, and There's also another guy that they intimidate that ends up bleeding through his fucking eye sockets, and Domino's character, the actress that plays Domino, dresses up in this cat costume. They fight her and they kill her, and then crazy shit happens, like uh, stopping. Brian Tyree Henry gets poisoned, then he wakes up. Aaron Taylor Johnson gets killed, and then more and more shit happens. You fight assassins. They get to the White Death, find out the daughter of the White Death is your woman, her, and then train crashes and just loads of fucking action and fight scenes and stop the White Death. They save the day, kill the White Death, kill the woman, the girl, whatever. Brian Tyree Henry kills her, and then the movie ends basically. They go their separate ways, save the day, they kind of make up, whatever. And that's kind of how the movie wraps up. So, what did I think of this film? Fucking awesome. Holy shit. This movie's great. It is, first of all, it's fucking hilarious, right? It's practically a comedy. It's directed by David Leitch. Leitch is his name? Yeah, he's the director of Deadpool 2, which also had Brad Pitt in a cameo, and this chick, and Ryan Reynolds actually has a cameo in this film. So does Channing Tatum, and apparently the Real Rejects friend Andrea is in it as well, which is quite cool. But fuck me, where do I begin? First of all, visually, this movie is gorgeous. It is so colorful, so much color in the city and on the train, and it's just like gorgeous to look at. It has that Nobody John Wick feel because it's done by the same people, and it's just great. But let's get into the fucking action. Holy shit. Okay, let's just get into the fucking movie, right? Let's get into some of the best scenes. First of all, Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson are great in this movie. They have great chemistry and they're great in separate scenes. And of course, I was shocked how much Thomas the Tank Engine references were in this movie. Holy shit. And they were fucking funny as well. I'm like, oh my god. So, I'll talk about Tangerine and Lemon are the two characters' names. Instantly, when they're introduced, you get the whole lovely shot of the train. It's like, oh, what's going on? Oh god, look at that! It's blood on my shirt. Put a water on it or something. It's like, oh god, no, don't want to do that. Put a cloth on it and wet it. Fucking hell, what are you doing that? Why do you always do this? You do that all the fucking time. Lemon, why is it always you do this? I don't know, Tangerine. I don't fucking know. What are you doing, mate? Fucking hell, mate. And that scene, the comedy works so well, the delivery works so well, the fucking editing and shots between the two. There's like the really quick cuts, and it works instantly. The movie has some fucking great humor at the beginning, right? I'll get back to Tangerine and Lemon in a second, but I want to talk about Brad Pitt. So the opening scene is quite dark actually, because the opening scene you've got the father crying in the hospital. You get a great shot of the hospital. It's like no, I'm talking to the Asian, sees his son there and he's crying like no or whatever. And then eventually you do get this awesome version of Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, except it's in Japanese. Japanese? Yeah, Japanese. Yeah, Japanese. Okay. Yeah, and it goes and the colorful logo, bullet train, great logos like. Brock like, oh yeah, how long have I been doing this for? It's like, yeah, I gotta go here every time. It's like, yeah, you gotta do this job soon. It's like, oh sure, yeah, and he's just walking down the street, and it's like brilliant, like a little nod to Staying Alive, not to Saturday Night Fever. He's just walking down, he's stepping and pulls like, oh great, got these shoes, you got to go get it there. It's like, okay, yeah, in that box you get it. Okay, yeah, how long have I been here for? It's just weird. I don't under fucking stand. Wait, is that even a word? What the fuck is that even mean? Like, it's just Brad Pitt is just his usual funny self. Like, fuck me, he is funny. He's a very funny actor. I might have mentioned this in my True Romance review, but he's fucking funny. This is why I was like, oh yeah, it's great. And it's like, remember when we done this job? It's like, oh shit, yeah. And it's like, oh yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh yeah, and there's like I remember I saved a suicidal doorbell boy or whatever. And like you get this great moment where it's like a cutaway gag, and they work. They actually work. They do a lot of that cutaway gag, and they're really edited really fucking well, and it works for the movie. The cuts to a guy, he's like, no, and he jumps off the roof, and he's just there in the car, and he's driving, and then he just hit the car. He's like, hang in there, buddy. And I'm like, fucking. I was like, yeah, it was insane. We can nearly get killed somewhere, and then he just walks, and then he gets hit. It's like, oh shit, it's great, let's go, and all that. So instantly you're kind of like, oh fuck. Um, the dark humor and just Brad Pitt's delivery of that line, it had me in stitches. Hang in there, buddy. It's just fucking. This is what I mean. He's just great. He still has it. The motherfucker hasn't aged a day. Anyway, it's like it's in the locker. There's a gun in the gun. Ubs like you see it, it's like, oh yeah, I see it. There's a shot. The gun's like, yeah, you didn't take the gun. No, I don't believe in guns anymore. I think it's fine. And he just walks off. Okay, here it is. Here's the train. It's like, do you have it? It's like, yeah, let's go. Gets the briefcase, goes on. That's your mission. It's not talking. Oh yeah, It's like that's it. So you're overthinking it. Oh no, I'm not overthinking it. It's like, is this how we do the mission? The kid's like, no, you're overthinking it. You're underthinking it. Underthinking is not a word. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's like this great color palettes, and he puts the suitcase up, and it's like, yeah, let's go. Sit down. Sits down. Fucking hell, I keep sneezing. Well, it's like a brilliant, colorful kind of scene. It's just like, oh yeah, sure, that's great. I had to meet with this guy, and like. The movie focuses on so many characters, but it also connects all the dialogue, them together. And like the dialogue, as I said, it's funny, it's epic. You're interested in this fucking story that's going on as well. Back to Tangerine and Lemon. Fucking hell, I honestly think they see. This is where it's hard. They could have been my favorite characters, but Brad Pitt as well, because he also had great chemistry with both of them when he was on screen. But anyway, it's like, all right, you got a cloth on it or something, yeah. It's like, oh, can I have the water, please? Like, oh yeah, can I have some water? It's like, yeah, thank you. There you go. And it's like, there you go. It's like, what's about? It's like, thank you. That's not Japanese, is it, mate? It is, mate. There you go. So how long are we gonna do this job for? It's like, I don't know. We're gonna do it for a while. Walk around, like, gonna go infiltrate it, get the case, and all that. It's like, oh right, yeah, true. And it's just like they have this great back and forth dialogue between the two of them. The two of them just have this great chemistry that works, and they're kind of just back and forth. So, oh yeah, so how long are we doing this for? So, I didn't kill that many people. Remember how we done that? Yeah, we done the deal back then. How many people did you kill? And then we get this great, didn't kill people, 16, 17. 16 is like 17. All right, want to recap? And they get this great fucking montage of Brian Tyree Henry just fucking up gangsters. Go over, get drunk driver, like, oh shit. And he's just like, oh shit, fucking shoots some motherfuckers. Oh shit. While this happy music's playing, like, oh, blows people up. It's like, shoots them, 15. And then they get this fucking hook and jam it through a fucking bald guy's head, and it just goes fucking blood. He's like, shooting, 17. Blowing shit up, shoots just in a crack house, and then in a fucking on the street, hits someone, shoots someone else. Just these great moments and stuff like that. And then it's like, you didn't kill. It's like 16. It's like, you didn't kill any 16. It was 17. No, mate, it was 16. It was 17. It was 16, mate. It's like, no, it was 17. You forgot to put in instant bystander, and the guy's there, like, oh my god, buddy, are you okay? And then the fucking car just goes, kills him. That doesn't really count. That was an accident. Still 17, buddy. It just pops up 17. I love it. It's like, we got to go infiltrate it. And I was like, all right. So they get up, walk around. It's like, okay, we got to do this right now. It's like, all right. And so, how long are we going to fucking do this for? It's like, I don't know. Get the fucking case. Get it soon. We got to get the White Death. And they get on. There's a call with the White Death as well. And it's like, the guy is kind of just like, you need to bring it to me. And by the way, the White Death is played by Michael Shannon, who, as always, does a fucking great job in the movie. And it's like, it's basically like, you know, like, oh, you have to bring me the briefcase before it gets 2 more live streams, fella. Oopsie daisy. Who the fuck is this? Okay, cool. Do my live streams, fella. Anyway, oopsie daisy. Who the fuck is Oopsie Daisy? Did I subscribe to this person? To this person? So I don't really give a shit. Uh, anyway, so yeah, basically, uh, what's up, Hayden? Basically, and of course, looking for like weed. Okay, so okay, this and of course the porn. That's anyway. So fuck. What was I saying? I was saying something about uh. Yeah. So basically, the white that's like, you need to get it. It's like, there, you know what's gonna happen. Okay, yeah, that's fine, mate. It's like, fucking hell, what is he gonna do? I don't know. Is it that guy here? He's like, oh shit, yeah. Gets over. It's like, guy gets on the train and then he goes over. You get a shot of him getting on the train. Gets over, walks over. He's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I don't know what's out. I don't know what you're doing. It's like, we have to talk to you now. It's like, okay, that's weird. It's like, right, what do you know about that? And all that. It's like, I don't know anything about the weight. It's like, what do you know about the briefcase? What's in it? It's like, I don't know. It's like, right. Well, you have to understand. You got to understand, and you know what the fuck you're doing. Yeah, what you're doing here. You understand what's going on here. It's like, you know, and there's this dialogue between them, and they're just trying to find out what's happening. It's like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. You do realize the White Death's going to do something to you if you don't do it well. It's like, why do you got to say that? It's like, well, it's the truth, man. And they just have this great exchange between the two of them, and then they're just back and forth. It's like, I don't know what to tell you. And then, as the dialogue's going on, we get this great fucking moment that I came in my fucking panties watching. Essentially, we get this moment where Brian Tyree Henry goes, "Are you a fan of Thomas the Tank Engine?" And he's like, and then Aaron Taylor Johnson just, for fuck's sake, he's like, "Well, I brought my stick. I brought my stickers. You didn't fucking bring your sticker book with you, did you?" I was like, "Did you?" He's like, "I did. I bring it everywhere." He's like, "For fuck's sake, right? Some people are Edwards, you know, they're wise, kind, nice. Some are Gordons, hardworking but fucking stubborn, right? Some are like Thomas, bit cheeky. Some are Diesels, which I don't like. Which fuck me, man. Little shit, fuck me, man. You know, walks past, he gets real stressed. But you, no, you're more like Percy, innocent, sweet, kind. He's like, can I have a word with you? He's like, all right, yeah. It's like, what's going on? It's like, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I don't know. It's the way, yeah, bring your fucking sticker book with you. What do we do at the White Death, you know? And they go off talking. And he's like, I don't know what to do. It's like, fucking hell. You got to do that, right? He's like, okay, yeah. It's like, you know, you just keep talking about Thomas the Tank Engine, you know? It's like, all right, yeah. And all that. And basically, you know, it just this kind of back and forth. Like, all right, what episode, Thomas, you say that? It's like, all right, I don't know. Oh, did Thomas the Tank Engine say that to you? He's like, no. It's like, right. Fucking hell. It's like, right. Goes back and then goes back. He's like, right. So, and then the guy's just bleeding out his eyes. Like, oh, fucking hell. Goes back. He's like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Fuck me, you know. Shit. And then he's like, what about the episode? Did you ever see the episode of Thomas where Gordon makes Percy bleed through his fucking eye sockets? He's like, no, that's just horrible, man. If I did, it was dark as shit, you know. It's just fucking hell. And it's like, what the fuck are we gonna do, you know? And then you also have like great moments like where they're sitting down. It's like, I don't know how we're gonna do this, and you get them both talking on the translate. I don't know. It's like, did Thomas's Tank Engine teach you how to do that? Like, no. It's like, what was it? Thomas would probably say. What would Thomas say in this situation? He's like, I don't know. He'd be like, oh no, mate, that's a really bad idea. And I don't know if that's a reference to Ringo Starr. I was like, fucking hell, you know, doing the good Liverpudlian accent there. But you know, I just they're great in the movie, and then like even just visually how this movie's shot, like you got fucking You got fucking Brad Pitt. Not Brad Pitt. You got Brian Johnson. This is what happened to this guy. It's like, oh really? It's like yeah, or whatever. And then like, the fucking gun is just like you get is like, it was the son's most fucking important thing in the world to him. And the guy's just there like getting trained and like in like Japan or something. Like, great visuals of him getting fucking smacked on the back and like fighting, and then get visuals of him fucking cutting people up and cutting them up with samurai swords, shooting them and shit. And it's like you get this great whole the scene, the brilliant visual of like the rain, and it's all dark, like brilliantly shot, like it's that kind of David Leitch like feel. Obviously, it's a David Leitch movie, and then he just kind of like rubs the gun against him, like a trigger, and it's just like it's a great backstory. It's like his wife, and it kind of cuts back to the son, like, oh god, yeah, oh, the son's upset and shit, like the son is in hospital, and it's like, and obviously it was a fucking horrible thing, it was awful. And it's like, what happened was like, oh, his wife was the most important fucking thing to him in his life. Hated it. He died in a fucking driving accident or something. He'd just get a fucking drunk driving, a guy in a car just comes and blows the fuck up. The car blows up, which is brilliant effect. And it's just brilliant, like, moment there. Great backstory. I was like, right, what are we gonna do? I was like, I don't know. So then, like, obviously, you also have the Asians on the that sounds wrong. This Asian guy on the train gets on. It's like, oh, whatever, and the other guys there, like, oh god, they're talking. It's like, and it's in subtitles, like, and then the subtitles are like, what the hell? Why would you? As they're back and forth talking, they're like, why would you you let your son, who was looking after his son when he fell out the window, was like, I was the father, and it's just this brilliant dialogue. It's like, how could you? Kind of like, oh fuck, that's dark, back and forth. They're like, I don't know what's happening and all that. And then throughout the movie, like, you do get a lot of scenes of them talking about, oh, what's going on? Oh god, yeah, whatever. Like, okay, cool. And you get this moment like where it will consistently cut back to the son in the hospital, and it's like, oh shit. And you really want the son to live, because it's actually that kind of brings the tension in the movie, because this girl is an evil little bitch. Technically, Michael Shannon's the main villain, but I honestly see her as the main villain because she's just doesn't give a fuck. She wants this kid to die, and you're like, fuck this bitch. But yeah, also I love the wig that Brian Tyree Henry wears. I just like that Aaron Taylor Johnson got to do something again, because it's like, where the fuck has he been? Like, he's in The Kingsman, he's in Tenet. That was kind of cool, but they weren't the biggest roles ever. Like, they're in big movies, but it wasn't that big of a role. And then, like, obviously he played Quicksilver and Captain America Winter Soldier and Avengers Age of Ultron, and he was in the Godzilla 2014. It's funny because Brian Tyree Henry was in Godzilla vs. Kong. But what's his face? Fuck what I said. What I was gonna say. He's doing Kraven the Hunter. Oh yeah, just that as well. Yeah, he is doing Kraven the Hunter. Forgot about that. Yeah. Yeah. So, what was I gonna say? It fucking is. Yeah. Jesus, I can't believe I forgot that. He's actually doing pretty good. I'm saying, like, he hasn't. Oh no. He hadn't done things in a while. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, fucking yeah. So, like, I do like their chemistry, as I said. I think I just went off topic there. I kind of just had a brain fuck. I like the look of the movie, and as I said, that Aaron Taylor Johnson has something to do. But I really thought this girl done a great performance. I have to look up this actress' name because, like, on the fucking computer, I may as well, right? Bullet Train. So, yeah, Joey. Fucking hell, yeah, that's her name. Yeah, Joey King. Basically, but like she plays a character, so basically there's this intense scene where the Asian guy's going around with a gun. He's kind of looking around, and he's just kind of going look around on the train, and oh, so sorry, and the girls just there like, oh God, where's the white death? Sorry, and then she just goes chases him, like you found him and all that, found her and all that, and you're like, oh fuck. There's also a great moment in the movie where like Brad Pitt's like they're all wait, the train's kind of going through the station and stuff, and they're getting off and all that. And like, oh, nice to meet you. And then, they're getting on. It's like, okay, here and Aaron Taylor John's like, we got to meet off here to meet these guys. Like, okay, let's go. Nice to meet you. It's like, oh, nice to meet you too. It's like, nice to meet you too. We have to do the deal. It's like, all right, we get the deal, fine. It's like, come on, Tangerine, the train's gonna go off. It's like, oh shit. It's like shit, and he's running towards the train. He gets on. It's like, fucking hell. Then it goes off, and then you also just get a lot of great shots of the train on the outside just going really fast and shit like that. Because it's a bullet train. But yeah, as I said, the visuals, it's so colourful, Apologize if I'm kind of stuttering a lot. It's fucking late. And I want to talk about everything because that's what I fucking do, right? So anyway, so basically, you have Brad Pitt still on there being all like, oh yeah, I gotta look around this place. So he's kind of walking around, like, all right, I'm gonna go look for it. It's like, I gotta see the briefcase, gotta find the briefcase, grabs it, it's like, oh shit, hides into close, like, what's wrong? Oh, there's a guy right there, and all that. And then you have Tangerine kind of going, oh god, right. That's just like, what is going to happen? It's like, I don't know. We're going to get the briefcase. We're going to get it there. It's like, well, make sure you get it soon because I can't deal with it. And I have to say, I didn't recognize Michael Shannon's voice. Obviously, on rewatch I would, but I'm surprised I didn't recognize it. So I thought he done a great job with the voice and shit like that. So I was like, oh shit, great. So like, right, we'll do that. It's fine. Right, it's like, yeah. And then it's like, are you in there? It's like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm in there. It's like, oh shit, it drops it. It's like, what the hell are you doing in there? It's like, I'm just getting reception. No, I can't sit anywhere. Like, you got to frighten the fuck out of me. It's like, all right, fine, okay. Walks off. Shit, that was a close one, And I love the whole this bitch just dancing and all that. And it's like, right, get out of my way. I'm not in the fucking mood, Aaron Taylor Johnson says that in one scene, and then Brad Pitt was like, "Hey, come on!" And then he's like trying to take the case. I was like, "Give me the fucking case! Come on!" Whatever. Trying to pull the case off. I was like, "Yeah." And then I don't know if it's Aaron Taylor Johnson or I think it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. Yeah, or Brad Pitt's like trying to grab the case. I was like, "Come on! Shut up!" Like punches, like get out of my way, and just punches the girl in the face. Give me the fucking case. Walks off. She's like, ah, and then. To going, and they're all dancing and shit. That was great. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought that was fucking funny. And then you cut back to like, they continue the whole Thomas the Tank Engine fucking joke, which I thought was just funny. Tangerine's like, oh, fucking hell, it's great. Yeah, I've got to understand. How are we going to get this fucking case? The guy's out to scare me. Oh, really? Yeah, that's insane. He's like, yeah. And then he's like, we got to go around here and see what's going on. Oh, so, who is that? I don't know. And all that. And then eventually they do recognize him and shit. And he's like, oh, I know who he was. He's a fucking guy. He was there fucking doing this, that. Yeah, I was like, oh, shit. And he's like, what? He was doing all this kinds of shit. He killed a bunch of fucking people at a wedding and all that, and then you just get this flashback of this couple kissing. It's like, the most important thing is fucking life, kissing, making out, whatever, vomiting out blood, and or is that the scene later? I don't know. Yeah, vomiting out blood or whatever, like, ah, and then he's like, no, and she dies, and he's just like, no, and all that, and it's like it's a wedding in like Mexico. It's like a wedding in Mexico, they do it really fucking well. Like the shooting locations they had for that were great. It's like fucking hell. So he's a diesel. He stands up and he's like, You're right. You mentioned Thomas's tank engine one more time. I'm gonna shoot you in the fucking face. He's like, all right. I learned everything I know from Thomas. He's like, fuck you know, and all that. I'm like, and it's just that scene's brilliant. But I love that whole flashback with the wedding and all. It's beautifully done. Like they're kissing, getting married, and then just ends fucking horribly. Um, and then of course the wedding is this guy's wedding. So Brad Pitt's like, oh yeah, we gotta go here, whatever. And the train's stopping. It's like, is stopping? It's like, oh yeah, sure, sure. And he's just there sitting at the window. Then he looks, and the guy's like, he's like, oh shit, like you killed my wife, and like, oh shit, runs and fucking get this amazing action sequence. Like, she's like, oh shit, it's like, oh shit, and then he's like throwing fucking glass at them, like fucking with the case. It's like, come on, man, what the fuck? And they're just like, it's like, hey, you want a drink? He's like, smash it, glass over his head. Oh fuck! I was like, come on, what's going on? And all this, and you just get this badass fight scene. He pulls out a knife, like, grabs him, like almost like fucking Saving Private Ryan shit. Like, oh shit, and they're like, pow, pow. Fucking Brad Pitt doesn't use a gun. It's like, oh shit, it's smashing. It's like, come on, I don't use guns. I don't believe in him and all that shit. That's fucking funny. That is fucking funny right there. Action humor. So you go into the bar, like, oh shit, nice bar, hitting or whatever, fighting, and just throwing the fucking shit at him. It's like, oh shit, they're like attacking, just fighting. Grabs the knife, throws it, and then and you get these great fucking visuals. Another thing is the visual, like they have great shots of like things in slow motion, or like things like the way like the fucking knife gets thrown, or the way the bullets come out. It's like slow motion, just really kind of great style, great visual. So the knife kind of just comes, bounces off the thing, hits the guy. It's fucking brilliant, kills him, and you're like, oh fuck me, that was awesome. So I really love that. It's like, okay, that was bad, yeah. And then the girl kind of shows up throughout the movie. I think that's the part with the briefcase. Like, yeah, it's like, hey, it's like, yeah, okay, can I have my briefcase? Like, no. It's like, okay, boom, and punches her. And then throughout the movie, she's just kind of dancing. Like when you get on the train, like, it's like, okay, get out of my way, And then that music kind of plays, and then it's like, here it is. Like, no, I'm not in the mood, So like they're walking in and out of the carriages, and you kind of see the whole. You see her kind of just walking through and just being there as well. So I love that. And then throughout the movie, it's like Asian's like, do you want some more? It's like, oh yeah, cool. Here you go. So, all right, that's great. Thank you. When he was like, oh great, yeah. So like, what the fuck are we gonna do? I don't know. That's insane, And then we've got to go and deliver it to this guy. It's like, okay, yeah, that's great, isn't it? Yeah. That's fucking insane though, isn't it? Yeah. And just the whole kind of back and forth between the characters is great, and seeing how it all connects, But I like the whole mystery side, and the Asian guy talking like, oh yeah, talking about what's happening, and he meets a Brian Reed and says, you know exactly what's happening. It's like, my son is in danger, and I was like, oh. My grandson's in danger. He's like, oh, what happened? It's like the guy pushed him off he fell off a roof. It's like, fucking hell. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Well, they knew that's what happened. Like, what about the White Death? The White Death is going to do something horrible. And I was like, oh yeah, it's scary, man. Fucking hell. They're kind of just back and forth, like, what are we going to do? It's like, I don't know. And the tension in those scenes where they're talking to the Asian guy are like, it builds up because they're building this White Death up to be the horrible villain, and then like you get great shots of the outside of the train stopping at different stations, and I just love the whole fact that it just takes place on the train, and the flashbacks of him like with the samurai swords fucking people up and cutting them up and shooting and all that gory shit. But I enjoyed all that. It's like Ladybug. It's like, what kind of a name is what's your code name? Ladybug. It's like, what kind of a name is Ladybug? That's the start of the movie. It's like, that's my code name, at the start of the movie when he's walking through China. It's just, I love that. That was a great bit of humor. So getting on to like the Joey King parts of the film. I'm gonna actually plug in my computer because it's getting like. I do apologize for the amount of kind of going on tangent. It's just a lot that I want to talk about. A lot happens in this movie, so it's like, yeah. But back onto the joke. Like Joey King throughout this film is fucking very good at being sinister. Like she's actually very good with the humor and dark because like honestly the only real like I haven't seen the Kissing Booth movie. I don't fucking care. One of my ex-girlfriends watched it and I'm like whatever. But I really loved the whole thing of horror. Like she's like, oh hi, you're awake and all that. And she does a great British accent. I actually forgot she was American. Like, oh, when I was watching the interview, it's like, oh yeah, Joey King is American. Shit. So she's like, oh, you're awake finally, and all that. And she's like, what's happening? He's like, oh, I'm the guy. I'm the white. That's this is what's gonna happen. So your son's there. You're gonna do this for me. He's like, no, fuck you. I was like, oh, you can't say that to a lady. It's horrible. Yeah, we get that drink, please. Yeah, don't do that. I want the briefcase where you fucking die, okay? It's like, it's like, no. What do you want? It's like, I want it now. I'm gonna make you do it, or not, or you're gonna fucking die. That kind of threatening behavior. Like, oh shit, this bitch fucking crazy. It's like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to know what's going on. I want the fucking briefcase and all that. And they do cut back and forth between. They're like, oh, that's great, yeah. And they try like, open up the combination, come on. They get on the ground, get on the ground, open the combination, come on. And they go on the bar, like, get on, open it. Yes, fucking do it. It's like, so they kind of cut back and there's loads of different scenes where they're sitting there. It's like, come on, and they walk through the trains, like, do you want something? Oh, yeah. And like, you're like, oh, I want this bitch to die. And she does a great job at that. And the Asian guy does a great job of being afraid and the serious kind of parts of the film. And then all that. It's like, oh, that's great. And then even, like the part where she's kind of like, okay, let's go. Yeah, that's great. Wow. And then there's this one part where you're like, oh, this bitch means that she is like sinister. It's like, do you want to know what your son's fall off a roof? It's awful. It's like, what do you know about my son? Fuck you. No, you can't kill me. Can't do that. I'm a child. That's horrible. Kill people. It doesn't matter. It's like, oh yeah, well, it's horrible and all that. And she's like, you won't want anything to happen to your son. And she's just great at being manipulative. And she's like, oh, I could get it. It's like, order it. Take the hit now. And there's a hitman at the hospital who's going to kill her. It's like, no, please. No, it's okay. Call it off. Fine. Glad we could come to this agreement. And you're like, oh, fuck. So instantly you're like, shit. This motherfucker means business. But Brad Pitt's just like, oh yeah, I gotta kill the guy, I gotta do this, and has the hat on. And then he starts getting more involved with the likes of Tangerine and Lemon, which I really liked. I liked that whole part of the film because it's kind of connecting the stories together. And honestly, like at this point, like this is a full-on comedy, which is what I love. It's an action film, it's gory, it's insane, like it's fucking crazy. Like another scene I love is the part where Brad Pitt's just kind of walking or whatever, and then fucking, oh yeah, it's great, and then the girls are like this, like, and she's like, what the fuck, punches him, it's like, it's like, what the hell is going on? And then like she takes the hat off, it's like, what the fuck, and all that, and it turns out that this girl here is actually like an assassin, the one in the costume, because there's like this Asian kind of kids show that's on in the background, like throughout the movie, and it's like you get this great moment, and similar to like Baby Driver and other action films, you get kind of the music kind of plays with the action, like the so there's like, come on, you like it, bitch? It's like, oh shit, and then he's like, oh fuck, and they're attacking, like, oh fuck, and then she comes out, it's like, what's going on? Runs away, and then like she comes out in this kind of like costume here. It's like, hi bitch, wanna die, bitch? It's like, oh shit, yeah. And then it kind of connects to everything else because then we get scenes that kind of flash back, and then she goes up and stabs the guy's eyeballs out and does a bunch of different things and is trying to take the suitcase off and just doing all these other things. I've been here to get that case. I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch. It's like, no. And it's like, oh shit, smashing glass. Oh shit, fucking stab me. Why the fuck would you stab me? You know, they said that something that she fucking stabbed me. You know, he just Brad Pitt and he's fucking attacking and like smashing. Like, oh shit, it's like fuck you and all that, and then you just get this great action sequence, and it's a cameo done very well. It's also kind of cool because they're both in Atlanta, but they actually aren't on screen together in this, which is weird. They're also voting the Joker as well. Yeah, but anyway, they're fighting. It's like, oh no, fuck you, bitch! Shoots him, whatever, stabs him, whatever, shoots him, kills him. It's like stabs him. Like, oh, it's like, fuck you, bitch! Dies. Bloody, that's like shit. Gets up, walks around, and the action is really well done, but it's mixed with comedy so fucking well. And a lot of people said this. There is this kind of Quentin Tarantino-esque dialogue in it, which I love. By the way, I love the over the top Tarantino kind of dialogue. And just Brian Tyree like, "Where are you going to? I'm gonna go look for the fucking briefcase." And Aaron Taylor Johnson gets up and walks, and then sees Brad Pitt. He's like, "Oi, I know you. You that fucking guy that done that at the wedding." He's like, "Oh shit," and all that. He's like, the wedding, oh fuck, you know, that kind of shit. It's like, oh shit, and then they go like, come here, and they're like, fucking fighting, like, and he's got this fucking shit here on, like, they're fucking fighting. He's like, oh shit, and you just get these badass moments, like, stabbing, like, fuck, what the fuck you stabbed me for, and all that. It's like, shit, give me the fucking case. He's like, he's running away. He's like, oh, for fuck's sake, and you know. And I love when Aaron Taylor Johnson just goes out and goes, fuck, looks over the train, for fuck's sake, and all that. And as I said, it's just brilliantly fucking done. He's running, oh, God. And then, oh, shit, what do I do? And then Brad Pitt just kind of walks up, and he goes, hey, you. And he walks up to a guy played by Channing Tatum in another fucking great cameo. Just an amazing cameo that I thought was so well done. Kind of funny because Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Brad Pitt were all in The Lost City. They're all in this, and they both came out the same year. Wow, that's kind of cool. But anyway, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on here?" He's like, "Yo, you want to make money?" He's like, "Oh, is the money for sex stuff?" Like, why do I make money? Money sex stuff? No. Oh, yeah, it's fine. You want to do this? Like, okay, yeah, sure. It's like, okay, here you go. So he gives him his hat and his glasses. It's like, where are you? Where the fuck are you? He grabs like, oh, he's like, oh, what's up? Are you for the sex party? It's like, what? Oh, you want to have sex? Oh, I'm not into gay sex at all. No, and all that. It's like, fucking hell, where is he? And then he's just running away. Get back here! And he's running to the carriage. He's like, shooting. He goes, fuck! And then Brian Tyree Henry's like, what's wrong? He fucking got away. He's like, got away? What are you on about? Got away? He's like, got away, you know. And I love when they're talking about like the White Death, you know, like, whereas, oh, the White Death's on the way. It's like, oh, he's going to do something bad. It's like, oh shit. And then the girl's like, oh, it's like, who is the White Death? It's like the White Death is the person that's going to kill your son, you know, oh, and all that. And I'm going to kill the White Death, become the White Death, kind of thing. And the agent goes like, we got to stop the White Death, you know. And Brian Tyree like, oh, that's true, yeah, and all that. I got to find this Diesel on the train, you know, that kind of shit. So Brad Pitt's just kind of walking, and walk around like, fuck, I don't know where he is. He's like, that's the guy. He's like, oh really? Yeah, I'm gonna go up here. You stay there, and all that. And I was like, God, he's definitely a Diesel. He was like, what did I say? What the fuck did I say? He's like, you mentioned Thomas Tankin shoot you in the fucking face. I know, but I learned everything I know from Thomas. But, all right, walks off and all that. And I'm shocked. Like, so we got to find the briefcase and all that. So we have the briefcase here, and so you know it's over here, that here, and then he's kind of looking through the briefcases, and then like he looks and sees the one down. Brad Pitt looks down, or is it Aaron Taylor Johnson? One of them anyway. And you see a train sticker. It's like there's the briefcase with a train sticker on it, you know. But the briefcase with a train sticker. Okay, you gotta get that. And then you look down, and then you actually hear the Thomas the Tank Engine whistle there, which is like, oh shit, that was kind of cool. Um, I love the violent scenes. Like, it's fucking violent as shit. I love that. I love that about this fucking movie. It's like the John Wick, nobody, Atomic Blonde. Atomic Blonde is probably the worst of all these type of films, type of violence. Um, and obviously it has the Deadpool 2 vibe as director of Deadpool 2, but it's fucking great. You know, so um, I really enjoyed like those moments on the train, and I also like the idea of Tangerine and Lemon just being brothers. Like, we're brothers. Like, you're brothers. Like, you don't look alike. That whole shit. I also uh also love a lot of the different moments. There's also, I also liked I'm gonna get to some more references. What scene do I want to talk about next? I'm trying to think. Yeah, so then Brad Pitt walks in. I was like, "Oh yeah, how are you?" And Brian Three Hands is like, "All right, what's going on, mate?" He's like, "All right, fine. You want to get the briefcase, don't you?" Yeah. There's a gun below you, pointed directly to your balls, and all that. It's like, oh shit! It's like, yeah, I want to get the briefcase now, bruv. You want to know something? It's like, yeah, you're definitely a diesel. Like, what? A diesel? It's like, yeah, like, from Thomas the Tank Engine. Wait, the kids show? It's like, yeah, the kids show. Fucking hell. He's like, the one that's, gets the sticker book out, and he always looks through the sticker book. And by the way, as a person that grew up with Thomas the Tank Engine, I want to say, I'm so happy that they used the models in the sticker book. I love that. But anyway, it's like, right, so it's the show that comes on right after Thomas and all that stuff. And also, it's like, that's what it is. Like, oh shit, she has the mask. And this, what Death has it. It's like, yeah, well, you're definitely a diesel. I'm not a diesel. You're a diesel. I'm like, definitely not a diesel. And first of all, I'm like, I never in a million years thought I'd hear Brad Pitt say diesel. Like, and Thomas the Tank Engine diesel. I'm like, dude, holy fucking shit. That was like, damn. That I was not expecting that. It's like, fuck. And I love that line later on. It's like, I don't remember an episode of Thomas the Tank Engine where he speaks Japanese. Later on, it's like, oh fuck. Did Thomas teach you that one? Thomas the Tank Engine and all that. And I love that. I just love how stressed Aaron Taylor Johnson gets. Like, okay, so we're gonna do this now, and they have this whole Brian Terry Henry and Brad Pitt have this back and forth. It's like, I'm not a diesel, you're a diesel, and then this woman keeps going, shh, shh, and she's also another famous actress. Has a camera, just keeps going, shh, you shush, that kind of shh, shh, sorry, we're gonna do it right now, and then you get this really funny, creative fucking fight scene that I fucking love. And like, as I said, the cinematography in this movie, when it comes to the action, it's really fast paced and brilliantly done. It's just great over the top action. Some great martial arts, even with the Asians kind of fighting and other people fighting. Like, oh shit, no, trying to swing it over the briefcase. Brad Pitt fighting and punching people. It's great. Like, it's really well done. But I love it. It's like, right, let's go. And then he's like, and they're fighting, and they're like, oh yeah, like, fuck you, showing off, fuck, and they're punching, like, come on, let's go, and they're punching. And then I also like the other fight scenes where it's like, Aaron Taylor Johnson's like, fuck, it's you, oh shit, and they're fighting again, they're punching, like, oh shit, punching through the train, like, oh shit, fighting, and it's just a great moment. But I like the Brian Terry Henry, you're like, oh, grabbing the gun, him and Brad Pitt fighting, and then I love Brad Pitt, that scene was great. And then Brad, it's like, oh, there you are again. It's like, oh shit. And then him and Tangerine fighting. It's like, where'd he go? He went that way. He's like, went that way, buddy. And they're fighting. Fucking hell. I think he's the diesel. Fucking hell. They're fighting and beating the shit out of each other. Like, oh god, in front of people. It's like, sorry. It's like, sorry about this. Fighting and hitting each other. And it's just fucking great. He's like, give me the fucking case and all that shit. But fucking hell, it's like, grab it. We're throwing shit at each other, like smashing bottles at each other. It's like, oh, and then May comes in. Huh? Hi, you want some more? It's like, oh yeah, yeah. Oh shit, actually, kind of. He's like, you want some water? Oh yeah, yeah. Do you want anything? No, and all that. And then basically he's like, um, I'll take some water. I actually spent all my money on that thing. He's like, okay, so can you pay for it? Fucking hell, there you go. And he's like, before he's like, let me just talk this out. It's like, fuck, he's gonna kill you and all that. It's like, you sure you don't want to talk this out? It's like, not really, no. I was like, okay, fine. Then they're hitting each other with bottles and fucking punching. He's not particularly, punch, and they beat shit out. She was like, what are we gonna do? It's like, I don't know. I get it this way and all that. Like, we go out that way. He's like, okay, um, yeah. And then like Brad Pitt when he's walking, it's Brad Pitt when he's walking, like, oh shit, that's that guy. It's like, who's it? He tried to kill me a while ago, and then Sandra Bullock's like, really? Yeah. And then he gets flashbacks to Brian Tyree Henry shooting a couple of these terrorists, and Brad Pitt walking off. Or is it like the other way around? It's like, I know him. I've done a job and I seen him there shooting a couple of people and all that. And then it kind of cuts back to like, you were there when I shot a bunch of people, shot them. It's like, you shot me. He's like, you shot me. I shot you. He's like, yeah, you shot me. It's like, oh shit. And it kind of cuts back to him. Oh, fuck, getting shot. It's like, and you also killed a bunch of people at a wedding. He's like, at a wedding? It's like, yeah. It's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, shit, I forgot about that. Forgot it was that wedding. Shit. And all that. And I remember one part, I was like, oh, yeah, wait, did I pronounce that right? And all that. And he sits at the window and is looking at the window. I just love those moments. Like, you get that great shot of Brian Tyree Henry just there with the gun, slow motion. That's just brilliantly done. But yeah, he's really great at being comedic. And as I said, there's just such a great visual flavor to this movie. It's like, you got to pretend to be the brother now. It's like, I got to pretend. What, are you serious? Like, we got to pretend to be brothers. So then they meet at the train station. It's like, okay. And there's these gangsters there. It's like, okay, what are we going? Get off. It's like, okay, what are we going to do? It's like, all right. It's like, we're brothers. It's like, okay, I definitely say you two look like twins. Because they're also twins, apparently. And essentially, 1 second. Essentially, you know what? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be back. I'm talking a lot. I'm gonna get a drink. Be back in a second. Oh, Daddy, stick it in me. What? Okay. Okay. So, basically, shit. Put this over here. So yeah. So we get that scene. They go on the train station, and fucking awesome, by the way. It's like, oh, I can see why you two are twins. It's like, yeah. So we're gonna do this deal. It's like, yeah, right. You do anything, I'll fucking kill you. I was like, okay, fine. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Oh no, I remember. Fucking Brad Pitt tries a British accent. It's like, oh yeah, mate, that's fine. That's the way it is. She's like, is that your best fucking British accent? Like, yeah, it's great. Yeah, mate, here you go. That's the best part. There you go. So here you go. It's like, great. We'll do the deal. It's like, that's fine. It's great. Yeah. Right, let's go. Get on the train. Run off. I'm trying to think. They shoot at them. It's like, grab him. Like, oh shit, run. I can't remember if they're in that. There was a shootout scene, but they get back on the train anyway. They run off. It's like, that was your best British accent. It's like, yeah, mate, it was fun. I fucking love that. I just Brad Pitt, his comedic timing in this movie, it's so well done. Um, you know, and yeah. But there's a bottle of water that's featured throughout the movie, right? And different scenes. Oh yeah, it's great drinking, bottles of water or whatever. And then Brad Pitt at one point puts like a bit of like something to make someone sleep, like spike someone pretty much. Um, and Brian Tyree Henry ends up drinking it, and you're like, oh fuck. And then there's also a great part where Aaron Taylor Johnson walks past Joey King. He's like, "Hi, sorry, have you seen a man with a briefcase?" He's like, "Have you seen someone?" No, but there was a man carrying a really large briefcase with like weird glasses. Like, yeah, okay, yeah. It's like here he is. Oh, it's so exciting. So that's great. And then I love that whole part. And then Brian Tyree Henry, yeah, he drinks the water. It's like, oh, it's great. And you're like, fuck, when's this gonna go off? And then you get this great moment, right, where he kind of walks around like, where are you? It's like, oh, it's like, oh, hello. Who's like, oh, right, there's a man around here, like carrying his brief. It's like, have you seen someone around? It's like, no, I haven't seen him and all that. And then she's like, please help me. This guy's taking me hostage. And I was like, where are you? The Asian guy's like, there. It's like, no. It's like, please help me. This guy's taking me hostage. He's like, no. He's go after. He says he wants a large briefcase. Like, have you seen a suitcase anywhere? It's like, no, but he's taking this really large. You've seen this guy? He's like, oh no, he's taking this really large briefcase with him. It's like, oh no, really? Yeah. Oh shit, no, that's fucking horrible. It's like, yeah. The only thing is though, and he goes, I never said suitcase. I never said briefcase. I said suitcase. And then he just goes, I think I found my diesel and all that shit. And then there's a great like, what are you doing? It's like, I swear I haven't done anything. It's like, no, you're good. Oh no, I know what it is. So I know who the real person is. So the only question I have is which one's the duck and which one's the diesel. I fucking love that. It fucking made me laugh. I'm like, holy shit. They referenced Duck Diesel. Holy shit. Like, it's more funny to me because I grew up with Thomas the Tank Engine. Like, the fact that they reference it, but the fact that it's like an ongoing reference throughout the film, it's like, holy shit. So they're there like that, it's like, oh shit, fuck. It's like, no, it's horrible. It's like, yeah, you want to explain something now, and then he just goes, oh, I don't feel so good, and then he just kind of falls to the ground, and then gets shot, but he also just falls to the ground from the drink. It's like, oh shit, gets shot at or whatever. He's like, oh fuck, beforehand and all that, and then there's moments like where Aaron Taylor Johnson fucking people up and like people shooting at him and stuff. But yeah, that was such a great moment. You're like, oh shit. It's like, fuck me, that was great. And then we get into like the movie getting more insane. It's like, okay, where are we going here? The Brad Pitt's looking for something. He opens up briefcase, like, oh shit, I fucking say, like, what is that? Oh, it's a snake. It's like a snake's around here. It's like, yeah, there's a snake. It's a snake. Oh, snake. Okay, cool. It's like, oh yeah, it's a bit of a snake. There's a snake around. It's like, snake. Okay, what? Okay, yeah. So okay, so there's a snake, and he's like, okay, cool. So he ends up getting the snake. And it's like, oh shit, and it starts attacking him, and you're like, oh fuck, and he just runs in like, oh shit, and fucking it's attacking him. Like, oh god, and he just fucking starts drowning it in the fucking toilet, and you're like, shit. There's even another scene where he's just kind of looking down at the toilet, and it kind of goes up, and it's like, fuck, that is a fancy ass toilet. Shit. Yeah, I'm just into it. It's great. Yeah. Um, but like, I just love the setting of the bullet train. It does everything that it really can, and it's just so epic. Like, so much action, so much crazy shit happens on the one train. And I don't know. I think this movie could be a remake. This is a remake, actually, of a Japanese movie as well. Um. So yeah. I was gonna say. Um. Wow, we're at an hour. Sorry that this is so long. I don't give a shit. Right? Like, honestly, longer movie reviews are better because you go in depth. It's just like the movie. It's so well written, and the whole so much great. It's hard to explain. There's so much great camera angles and shit. It's like just a great part later on where it just kind of fought like wait the bottle of water, and it kind of cuts back, and it kind of cuts back to different scenes in the movie, and that during the explosions, during everything, the bottle of water just kind of survives and just goes around, and it just kind of cuts to the different parts like shit while the fight scenes are happening. There's great fight scenes where they're fighting like shit, and it stabs them on the table like fuck and all that. And practical gore as well, and some CGI, but it's cool. But yeah, so I love that whole part. And then, Aaron Taylor Johnson was like, oh, God, what's wrong? Tangerine, wake up, lemon, wake up, and all that. He's like, fucking hell, who done this, and all that. And then, essentially, he's like, fucking hell, what's going on? I was like, oh, please, this guy's help me. He's like, oh, God, what's happening, and all that. He's like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. He's like, where is he? Have you seen my brother? Like, no, it was this guy. It was the guy with glasses. He just ran off, and there's another Asian guy, and there was a woman, and with an assassin, and then there was this one guy. He kept talking about Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, it's like, all that stuff is like, I know a lot of people like you, and I think you're fucking lying. I think he's more innocent. You are. It's like, no, I swear. It's like, no. Because I tell you something, there's been a little diesel on this train running up and down, causing all sorts of fucking havoc. So, because I tell you, diesels are the absolute fucking worst. Little shit stirrer. Like, it was you, wasn't it? And you killed my brother, you dirty little fucking diesel. And then the fucking diesel sticker is on the fucking gun. And he's like, shit. And they're fighting like, oh, shit. And all that stuff. And Brad Pitt's like, oh, God, what's happening? And Brad Pitt's like, no. And just before that, Brad Pitt goes in. It's like, oh, shit, you okay? And he's like, no, please help me. This guy's attacking me. He's like, oh, shit. Punch him. Like, you okay, sweet? He's like, yeah, don't worry. I'll go get you. You be okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir. Walks off, And it's just so good at being manipulative and all that. And even I think it's just before Brian Tyree Henry passed out. He goes, you're there. It's like, please don't hurt me. It's like, no. It's like, I'm going to do it. It's like, there. It's like, fucking hell, you are good. Are you sure you didn't take any acting classes? He's like, no. It was like, fucking hell, you're good. That you can't make your lip quiver like that. That's a tear. That is a fucking tear, And it's just this great, like, funny fucking dialogue. You're like, shit. Fucking hell, you're good, But you have this great moment where it's like, come on, you're the diesel. They're trying to shoot. It's like, no, and then Brad Pitt just kind of gets in the way. Like, no, goes, and the fucking Aaron Taylor Johnson just bleeds everywhere. There's also moments I think where cars like crush someone and blows up. Like all the cutaway gags where someone gets fucking sliced up or car explosion or something, crushing someone. Fucking brilliant, gory, action-packed blood. There's no blood. It's like, Diesel. It's like, what? Diesel. She's like, and they're like, oh shit, and they're fighting, whatever. Like, oh fuck, and all that. And it's like, gotta go, running and all that shit. And then they run out like, oh fuck, and all that kind of shit. And then they get into the other room after this kind of great ass fucking fight scene. It's like, we are going to kill you now, the White Death. And they're like, oh shit. He kind of sits down like, oh shit, And And then you kind of get to the whole finale, and he meets up with the Asian guy. He's like, "Oh, what's happening? We have to stop this guy." The White Death and the other. I was like, "Oh yes, yes," um, and you know, it becomes like fucking sad. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the dad dies. Is the dad? I think is it the dad or is it the son that dies first? Fuck, I'm trying to remember. But one of them anyway gets killed. Do that, and it's like, oh shit. It's like, son, like no. The one of them gets killed. It's like, oh shit. It's like, son. He's like, no. It's like, you'll be okay. It's like, I love you and all that. And then, or the father, he's just like, father. He's like, son. He's like, no, and all that shit. But I also love the part. It's like, Thomas Tank Engine. Oh, you mentioned Thomas Tank Engine. Yeah. Thomas taught me a lot of things. Oh, I know this show. Thomas the Train Engine. It's like, Thomas the Tank Engine. It's like, yeah, I love that. I know show. Choo choo. I love that. It's fucking great. But yeah. So we get into the final. I said, what are we going to do? I was like, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, Tangerine just wakes up it's Lemon. Sorry, Lemon wakes up and goes, oh shit, you're alive. I was like, yeah. Where the fuck is my brother? And then you get an emotional moment, which is actually really well done. Like, it was really well executed. You get a shot of the sad music, and Brian Tyree Henry's just kind of sitting there next to Aaron Taylor-Johnson. And then, like, you get flashbacks of him as a kid in the UK watching football, and he has the train, and then he's there, she's and cheering both of them. And then he takes the sticker off and goes, you know what? You're more like Thomas, mate. Anyway, you're brave, kind, cheerful. And it goes off, it's like, and then it's like, okay, what are we going to do here? And then we get into the whole fucked up part of the movie, do we get to the whole kind of finale? And it gets even more batshit crazy, and you're like, holy shit. The movie's batshit crazy, but in a great way, because it's a fucking awesome movie. Comes in, he's like, you killed my brother. He's like, hey, you shot me. You killed my brother. Because there's a part earlier on where he goes, he's like, you fucking shot me. So, why'd you fucking shoot me? He's like, that's why. You don't believe in guns? No, what the fuck? He's like, you shot me. You fucking killed my brother. He's like, okay. We gotta work together right now. We have to figure out what is going on. We have to work together and stop the White Death. It's like, okay. What are we gonna do? Okay, this train's gone crazy. Because there's even a part like earlier on where they were fighting, like, oh shit, oh shit, and they're fucking people up, and like I think Aaron Taylor-Johnson, like, oh shit, smashes the fucking train window. He's like, oh, grabs him on the bullet train. It's like, oh shit, the fucking train window smashes open. He nearly flies off. It's like, oh shit, kicks the guy off. Like, ah. And the window blows open. It's like, we gotta go. So they're driving, and then it's like, what are we gonna do? And then you get into just an amazing action sequence, and it goes full John Wick at this stage. And you get these assassins in these kind of badass masks. They come down like, oh, what are we gonna do? We gotta do this, kill them all, get it done. I was like, okay, fine, cool. It's like, right. So then these assassins come down, like, we got to do it this way, and they're sitting there like, sorry about your brothers. Like, they're sitting there like, okay, how are we going to do this? I don't know, but I want to get the fuck out of here. As soon as this is over, I want to get the fuck out of here. And they're driving, it's like, and then I believe they get great shots of the trains. Whereabouts are we? And like throughout the movie, it's so hard to describe because like it's so well made. Like the visual is like, how far back are we? And it goes all like there's a camera shot that goes all the way back to the train, and it's like, fuck me. And it's like, what happened then? The conductor, the train driver gets shot, and it's like, oh shit. You get the controls off. It's like, oh shit, what's going on? What are we gonna do? Drive the train. It's like, you're the one that talks about trains all the fucking time. You should know how to do this. It's like, I don't know how to do this. It's like, you're the one that talks about trains all the time. What the fuck? How do you not know? It's like, Thomas is just a metaphor. I don't know how to do it. What would Thomas do in a situation like this? I don't know. You know what Thomas the Tank Engine says in a situation like, what would Thomas say in a situation like this? He's like, it's like, try hard. No, Thomas the Tank Engine always says, don't trust anyone. There's something like that, some weird shit. So he's like, shit, trying to drive, like, oh fuck, and then you just get this badass action scene, people shooting like, oh shit, jumping, and he punch people like, flying off, and they're on top of the train. There's helicopters, people blowing up, and then it's like, oh shit, and they're fighting, and then as the train is like going or flying off, and then there's one where like a guy ends up fucking hitting against it. It's like, oh, fucking gets decapitated. It's fucking brilliantly done. It's gory. They're in the train. They're like fucking shooting and fucking fighting on top of it. I'm like, oh shit. And then Brian Tyree Henry's fucking them up. And then Brad Pitt. And then the Asian guy's cutting people up left and right. People are getting shot and killed. And it's just a badass fucking action sequence near the end. And Joey King's there shooting, and it's all blowing up, and fucking crazy shit's happening. And all that, and like the White Death is getting ready. It's like, okay, let's go. There's just this amazing fucking full-on action sequence that's done so fucking well. Like, oh shit, I'm like, come on, what are we gonna do? The train's gonna crash. Like, oh fuck, it's a great action sequence. And then Brian Tyree Henry gets it, like, oh fuck, he's punching people. It's like, they're shooting. And he ends up fucking jumping out and flying off the bridge into the water. And you're like, oh fuck. And then the train ends up fucking crashing. And then get a great shot of him flying. It goes, and they're flying like, oh, in slow motion shooting. And then the train just goes, crashes. And there's bad guys like, and all that. And it's just like, oh my fucking God. Movie's batshit crazy. But then you also get the great moment where Joey King, like, meets Michael Shannon's character. And it's just a brilliantly done scene. It's really well executed, and fuck me, this review is long. But it's a really well executed moment in the movie where she kind of comes out as like, and then like, Michael Shannon's like, yeah, sitting there like, are we ready to come out and see this? It's like, yeah, Sarah, are you there? And then you get this great reveal that it's him, and he's the glasses, like, let's show her. And sitting there, and he has the long hair, gets up, walks in, and he's like, daughter, and he's like, father, and all that, hugging or whatever. And it's like, so how are you? You've grown so much, I know. And she goes, I'm sick of this. It's like, I want to be able to kill you and all that. Oh, I'm sick of it. I want to be the White Death and all that. And then he's just like, okay. Pulls out the guns like, you're going to have to kill me like you did the other kids. And he's just like, and it's just this intense scene like, oh, fuck, is he actually going to kill his own daughter? Shit, that's dark. And then, you have that moment. And he just goes, it doesn't actually kill her. It's like, pal, you're not actually gonna do it. It's like, I will kill you. I will bring darkness. I will kill you. It's like, oh, sure you will. And then he's just there intimidating, like, I'm going to get all of the rest of you and all that. It's like, oh shit. And then there's like fight scenes with him, like he fights the Asian guy, like, oh, shooting, like, all like, oh, fuck, and hits Brad Pitt. It's like, oh, why the fuck you doing this, you asshole? It's like, I just want to do it. It's fun. And they're trying to kill them and all that. It's like, shit. Great action scene. You fucking fuck you, fucking briefcase and all this shit. I forgot that briefcase. And then you get the great moment where it's like the great backstory, the great reveal, which great twist for like an action comedy. It's like, holy shit. There's like a great twist in this movie, sort of like near the end, like near the end of the film, where it's like, he's like, I tell you what happened to your son, It's like, what? The Asian guy's like, yeah. So we get this whole flashback. It's like he was on the roof. It's like, Daddy, come on, And then someone pushed him, and then the guy pushes him off. Like, no, and he hits him. And then I ordered someone to push him. It's like, and then that's who the guy was. And then you just see a guy with a helmet, and the guy takes his helmet off, and he's like, that's who he was. And it's fucking Ryan Reynolds, motherfucking Ryan Reynolds. And you're like, oh shit. Pops up, and then that's what happened with him. It's like, he doesn't even have a speaking role, but he takes the helmet off, and you're like, fuck, Ryan Reynolds is in this movie. So it's like, shit. It's like, yeah, so you get this great action sequence, like, oh, by the way, yeah, sorry, I got something a little bit wrong. So Michael Shannon gets on the train. I kind of want to correct something I just said. The train pulls up. It's like Michael Shannon's like, yeah, let's go. They're talking. Let's go. The scenes with him by himself at the place he's at. There's a couple of scenes with him by himself. Like, yes, let's talk to these guys. Talking to the gangsters and other people. And he ends up getting on the train or whatever. Like, yeah, let's go or whatever. And as the train's driving, he gets on and he meets his daughter. That's where that scene happens. The whole fighting, they're fucking up. The whole train crashes at that stage. You're like, and he also has the mask on because he wears a mask at times. Like he wears a mask in flashbacks with the guns, and you see him with the mask on, the rain and all that in certain scenes at day and night, and they're fighting. And it's like, oh shit! And then that's when the whole attack happens. Then he comes out and is all like, we'll kill you. It's like, oh shit! And tries to, when the train crashes, he jumps out of the rubble because he was in the train, fighting during the slow-mo scene. And jumps out, I will get you. It's like, and then his head just blows up, gets shot. It's like, I'll fucking kill you all. It's like, come on. It's like, I will fuck you all up. I am the white death. I'm the only one survived. I'm the white fucking death. And then a fucking orange van just comes in, boom, hits her out of the way. And earlier on, it's like, orange. Yeah, orange is my favorite color. I like orange, It's like good fruit, Instead of lemon, I prefer orange. I love that. It's like, oh shit. Yeah, it was great. It's like, yeah, that's amazing. And then it's all good. It's like, okay, cool. They walk off, and then the car comes and pulls over, and then that's when we get to the final scene with Sandra Bullock. It's like, oh yeah, it's great. And she is fucking looking hot. She has not aged a day. Like, yeah, that you did good. It's like, oh, did I get my job? It's like, yeah, you did pretty good. Okay, so they all go off. All live happily ever after. It's like, oh, great, that's amazing. Got to do it again. It's like, yeah, sure. And then the title pops up, Bullet Train, and we get a great after credit scene or post credit scene where Brian Tyree Henry gets out of the water. A terrorist comes over. He's like, he just pulls a machine gun, kills the fucking terrorist. Like, fuck you, you fucking Diesel. Gets up. It's like, right, walks over. He's like, oh god, gets in the orange. Like, orange, wow. Gets in the van, drives. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. He's like, fuck you, Diesel, bitch. And runs her over. Like, fuck yeah. And it's just movie ends, and it's like, I'm sorry if I waffled a lot, I talked a lot. My god, this movie took me nearly an hour and a half to talk about. And the movie is approximately 2 hours and 6 minutes, but the movie is awesome. It is just, there's so much I wanted to talk about. That's why it took so long to review it. There will be certain reviews like this where some reviews will be shorter, some reviews will be longer, but there was a lot to talk about in this movie. This movie was amazing. By the way, this movie is brilliant. The action sequences are brilliant. It's so colorful on the bullet train. There's loads of different colors of day and night. Colors in the city. There's so many great action scenes. It's crazy. The cameos worked well. It was written well. Even like all the cast popping up at the end. It was funny. It was dark in parts. It was brilliantly written. The drama was great. It's honestly one of my favorite movies of last year. Great action, writing, music, directing, all of that kind of shit. Brilliant movie, and the print of this Blu-ray is unbelievable. So I give it a 10 out of 10. I love this film. Here's the front, spine, back, inside. Here are the little ladybugs on the cover, so I like that. So yeah, that's my movie review of Bullet Train. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Bye.